personal. You know I don't play it right. You know I don't play it right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play it right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. It's gonna get personal. You know I don't play it right. You know I don't play it right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play it right. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. It's gonna get personal. You know I don't play it right. You know I don't play it right. Don't give me this. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. You know I don't play it right. I'm gonna get back when I feel like. I'll put up a good fight. Just give me the word. It's gonna get personal.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Righty, right. Here we are. We're back.
Sounds like a bit of a disco up in here.
It's a bit of a disco.
Bit of a disco.
It is a bit of a disco. It's Thursday.
Disco Thursday.
It's a disco Thursday because we're back.
Yes.
We're back. We are back. It's another episode of Creative Talk Podcast. Kia ora and welcome to everyone tuning in from all over the different places that tune in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have everyone here. It's great to be back. Amber, how have you been?
I've been very good, thank you.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Yes.
No, I've been good too. Thanks for asking. Yeah,
I was getting to that.
I've been
You don't actually let me, sometimes you've got to have a little pause between some sentences
It is
before
too late.
you go on, right? And you're not allowing me to ask you the question.
Oh, okay.
And you're just jumping in there. So how the hell are you?
No, yeah, I've been good. Thanks
Been good?
for asking.
Complaining
Yeah.
about your sore legs again?
Oh.
Thank you very much, Robin Calsey.
Let's just not talk about legs today, shall we? Because I don't have any. I don't have any. I had some before I woke up, and then I had some
Oh, look.
when I got to the gym. Somehow they disappeared after that, and they haven't come back.
Where have they
Which
gone?
is why I'm sitting down now. Where have they gone?
Are you the legless man now?
I don't even know. I'm Legoless.
You're
Yeah.
oh, yeah.
It's been a hell of a day, and it's been a hard training session with Robin, as always is. And he smiles, adds on extra weight, and I just get extremely sore.
I mean, that's what you pay for. That's what you pay him for, right?
I suppose that's
Yeah.
what
So
I've
stop
been told.
complaining, suck it up, princess, and keep on going. All right.
Right, on today, Creative Talk Podcast, we're back again, and we're not the only ones that are back.
Who's back?
As you may or may not know, there is a couple on the internet within the spiritual community.
Or thruple.
Or a thruple.
Thruple. You got to do it with a roll of the R. Thruple.
That sounds a little like it's a thruple.
That
That sounds like Gollum. That's not a thruple.
Yeah, I mean, that's what
a
it kind of
precious.
That's what it kind of is. Okay. Now tell us about this thruple.
Anyway, there is a thruple that's been banned. I don't even have a word. There is a thruple that's been going around the internet of things, on the social media of things, on the YouTube channel. His name is Aubrey Marcus. We did a deep dive on his relationship last time, which is a couple
of months ago.
Couple months ago,
Yeah.
now? Couple months ago. And it featured these three. Vailana, which is his wife, himself.
The one in the middle.
And the one to the right
The one
or
at the
left.
end is not their daughter, but looks like their daughter. Hey, no, she's an addition to the thruple.
She is the
So it's kind of gross.
She's-
So
So that, they came forward about their relationship, how they actually created this thruple. Thruple. Oh my God, I'm getting used to saying that as a thruple. Anyway, they created this thruple, and they were quite open in explaining how they were given messages from higher spirit to
he
go
was.
on an app to then find this young girl to be part of his
How did it go? This is how it went. Oh yeah, so I'm Aubrey. I'm working out at the gym.
At
You
the
know,
gym,
I'm doing
yeah.
my thing, and then I get a download from Spirit saying to me, "Hey, stop doing your workout and look for a throuple and go on this dating app and find a girlfriend." And so I was like, "Oh, Spirit said I had to do it, so of course I'm going to do it." I stopped my workout, and you know, we're in Miami, we're just hanging out, and then I find this girl, and she's like right nearby, and I'm like, "Oh my God, what are the chances?" The chances are you're on a dating app.
Mm-hmm. And the chances are that it wasn't Spirit that gave you that information to go do that. It was probably
your balls. It was your balls that gave you that to find the throuple because
To
you're not
find the
happy with your
throuple.
wife.
So they proceed to explain how the throuple works. They explain their feelings for her and each other and how it's opened their relationship. And they got absolutely slammed on pretty much every platform for from other people,
Yeah.
spiritual people
In the
like Amber and myself
in the spiritual world.
community.
Yeah.
Because it's not normal for someone to share their relationship and also say that it comes from a spiritual download of some kind. And he got slammed. They both got slammed. And so we did a podcast episode on that. You can go back and watch it on Aubrey, on the relationship, on our thoughts as well as how we feel as being spiritual people and open-minded but not throuple-minded.
I mean,
But we're
we have a
open-minded.
throuple already, and she does talk like this because she is a cat.
She's our cat daughter.
Obviously, there's nothing. I mean, she sleeps on the bed.
What is happening with my
That's about-
microphone today? It's just like having a mind of its own, which is really interesting.
But she's not a sexual partner like this lady is.
No, very true. The throuple that we have is our kitty cat, and she's amazing. And she's been part of our life since we adopted her, and we love her very
We're
much.
her parents.
But we never did we get a download from Spirit to actually tell us to go and find her
Mind
or
you.
bring her into our family.
No.
We really wanted to have a cat during COVID, eh?
We did.
We
and,
did?
I mean, we were kind of guided by a spiritual teacher, and he was like, "Guys,
Oh,
you
we
need to
were.
get a cat."
There was
And
a
then
reading.
he explained what she looked like, and then that's exactly what she looked like.
Yes, and we actually went in there to get a smoky grey
Grey and white.
and white cat, and there were none left at the place that we went to go pick her up, and there was only this black and white kitten, which neither Amber and I wanted a black and white kitten. But then I put my hand out and she licked it,
And
then I
she
was
bit
like,
your hand, and she was like, "Papa,
she's
why have you taken so long?"
and then she came
was
around
ours.
with us, and we loved her ever since. So she's been our throuple, but you know. It's not the same as Aubrey's. Aubrey's got a different throuple. Anyway, that was Aubrey part 1. Throuple-lina, his wife, himself, the app, whole debacle. Went
Alana.
viral on social. Alana, the other girl. And they talked about this whole thing, and everyone literally just smashed them for, I suppose, the inappropriate nature of how
And-
they're using Spirit in a way where
Yes.
they all got connected.
No, and there's also, and we didn't touch on it much on this podcast that we did last time, but there's a part in his podcast where he talks about going to Egypt and that the deity is telling him he needs to impregnate Alana and Vailana at the same time. Like, what deity are you talking to, bro? Like, your deity in your pants. Come on, mate.
His peanut.
Deity Peanut.
Oh, Aubrey Peanut.
You know, because there's stuff like, what are you making up now? Just stop making excuses and just go, I'm having a relationship with 2 women, and stop saying it's this flimming spiritual experience. It's like you're having sex with 2 women.
Because
That's it.
yeah, like look, you can have spiritual experiences, but most of them don't involve you going to a dating app to then find another person who he calls his beloved. By the way, he calls his girls or his ladies or his wives his throuple beloveds. His wife is his beloved, and Ilana is his beloved.
No,
Maybe it's a beloved.
Who
Beloved.
knows?
Anyway.
Anyway,
So
he's
you know,
back.
we did the podcast, we reviewed it, we gave our thoughts, we shared that, and a lot of people watched it and also commented and sent us information about that, which we agree with.
Yeah.
We don't think it's right. We think it's Interesting.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's now back
He's
again.
back.
The throuple has now become
A
a quadruple,
A quadruple.
a guaple.
A guacamole.
Maybe it's a guapo. I'm not sure if that's even the
Guapo.
right term, but he's back. And one thing that was really interesting last time we talked about this on the podcast is we were like, because it wasn't his wife that initiated this relationship with this other woman, and she's also bisexual. She says that quite openly. And so you'd think that it would be the woman that would bring in another woman into a throuple, but it wasn't the woman, it was the man. And so the man brought in another woman, and then this woman had a relationship with this girl as well as her husband. So they became a throuple. Now, part 2 is here. And in part 2, the wife has gone and found herself a man. And we're going to play the clip
Play
of
the
this
pre.
new,
Play the
this
intro.
new guapo. The new guapo. And we'll start talking about the guapo.
Yeah.
And how this part 2 has actually come to
I
life.
first knew Joshua Draper as one of the homies I used to play ball with, but then he caught my wife's eye. Ultimately, in our expanded relationship constellation, there was an opening for Vailana Marcus.
I bet there was
definitely
an opening.
There was a guapo opening.
and
Look at her
Joshua
face.
Draper To explore
She's like, "I'm
what
open."
that possibility might look like.
People can have so many perspectives around what this is, but like the gleaming truth and beauty of what's in my heart is like, this is the happiest that I've ever been, the most grateful that I've ever been. It has required and brought out the absolute best of me.
My overwhelming love, not just for Vi, but for Vi to experience the fullness of what's possible for her life, is like a stronger part of my character and will than that natural primal response, which is like, so I immediately
Didn't you think they all, like, that looks like her boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
And they look like the parents. But
Oh yeah.
they don't really look like individual people. They look kind of
went
connected,
into
right?
wingman mode.
First of all, I felt the directness of it. If there's something there, if this is a true thing, I bless the truth.
And for me, it's like, how am I in this experience where the person that I love more than anything is so graciously and generously and beautifully?
I mean, they obviously go to Burning Man. That's a very
Yeah.
open, guapo type scenario.
Oh, look.
Lots of loving people go to that.
Yeah, I bet you they're experiencing lots of.
And this guy's name is Joshua.
Impeccably
Yeah.
granting me the freedom. Thank you so much. I know.
So
Oh,
we were
man.
talking about this last time, right? We were saying that in our last podcast with regards to these two is that we made a prediction, and that the prediction would be that she or one of them would find another partner and bring it into the relationship. And we kind of thought it was going to be the young girl that would bring another person, or potentially it could be Vailana. And lo and behold, Vailana has definitely gone out and found herself a
Well,
guy.
not exactly. Kind of. Do you want to keep? I mean,
Yeah, we'll play it first.
play the
We'll play it
rest
first
of the
before we go
preview.
into like
Yeah.
actually what's happened.
Yeah.
But she's found herself a companion.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it's because you love me so much.
Carrying this piano out so that me and your wife can have a beautiful evening together. And it was a long walk. It was a heavy
Yeah.
piano.
Yeah.
And it was comical, but actually really underneath that was this recognition, I think, between you and I,
I don't think the bro's happy, eh?
Team Vailana.
I think
For me, I actually feel like, wow, like I've never known myself more deeply. I have never felt more powerful, more me, more clear about exactly who the fuck I am, and how that is completely irreducible and irreplaceable. Like, thank you.
So this is the new 3.
it's so
And
phony.
we had a previous 3. So now there's 6.
No, there's
4.
four.
Sorry, I can't count. There's 4. There's 4.
There's 4 in the quapo.
There's these 3, and then there's these 3. And they're all
I don't.
the 4 of them.
Yeah.
The 4.
Yeah.
And today we're focusing on these.
3.
This new relationship with Josh. So
Yeah.
there's now Vailana, there's Aubrey, there is Alana, and now there's
Joshua.
Josh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where do you want to begin?
Oh man.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, I just feel like it's so phony. You know, it's so like I know Americans, not all Americans, but a lot of Americans are on
It's not an American thing.
social. No, listen. Let me finish what I'm saying. They can be quite cheesy or false with the way that they say.
Yeah, fake, right?
Yeah, they some can be quite fake, and this to me is quite fake. It's like, I love you too.
I love you,
know,
by
it's-
looking at you and
I know.
giving you the evils at the same time.
And then it's like, I love you, man. I love you, man. Like it's giving creepy movie vibes. You know what
like
I mean?
horror movie vibes. Like Fatal Attraction vibes.
No, like I mean, the fact that we may go into it later on, but the way that they ended up meeting, I don't know if you want to play that part. I can talk about it.
No, we can.
The way that Joshua and Vailana end up meeting is she just met him. Okay, he used to go and play basketball with
She got the tingles,
Aubrey.
didn't she?
Yes,
Yeah.
she got the tingles when they met, but she didn't know that he already knew Aubrey. So she meets him because they're kind of in the same circles, right? And then they go.
Well, because she's a singer.
Yeah,
So
and
they were
he's a
in the-
musician.
And he's a musician.
And then she's like, "Oh, he's hot," and then she starts to get tingles. And
She
then
totally got the tingles.
And then she sees him again at another event, and she's like, "Oh my
She got
god,
the
the
tingles
universe
again.
is putting this guy in front of me. There must be a thing." And then she goes to this retreat, and then he's at the retreat,
at
and
the
she's
retreat.
like, "Oh my god, there's something here." And then she's telling Aubrey, "I'm liking this guy," you know. And Aubrey's like, and he's like, "Oh, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna hook up?"
Thank you. And to have
Yeah,
the
it
mirrors,
becomes
you
her
know,
wingman.
of two
Yeah.
different unique perspectives of the way that you see me, the way that you love me, what I inspire in you.
And I couldn't be a bigger supporter of you guys' love, your connection, the truth, and integrity you guys have held with me from the very, very beginning. The courage you guys showed from the very, very beginning. And I couldn't be happier for you guys' journey towards parenthood. Because the world needs people like you to pass on the lineage
Please no,
and the work you guys are doing. Like we need a baby Marcus.
no.
we
No,
don't.
we don't.
No, thanks.
No, please, no.
I don't want to see that.
No.
No, I don't want to see a baby mother. No. I mean, yeah, I would love for them to have children, however they do that. But I'm not sold that these are the types of spiritual people that we want to be
Teaching
helping
us stuff.
people go through trauma and help them through lives by finding multiple partners in order to do that with.
What I don't get is, okay, they're allowed to have their own relationship however they want.
Totally.
Why do they have to then go and tell everybody about it? Why announce it to the whole
I don't
world?
know. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
Especially after the flack they got last time. I think they're
Right.
just doing this to
For
get
publicity.
more publicity.
Yeah, I do too.
And get more, because I've been reading the comments on.
Oh,
on
we'll do
this,
that.
And
We'll do that
it's
later.
overwhelmingly negative, and people are just like, "What is this crazy shit? Like these guys are next level
Cray.
cray cray, and why do they?" It's like a drama. It's like a soap opera that it's just playing out for whose benefit. Obviously, they're making money from this, or they get paid from YouTube, or
You
whatever.
and I, Josh, we're going to be producers,
Right.
and we're going to be helping Vi with the hook.
Also,
This is the funniest part. Listen to this.
Open up the door because I want more.
That, I don't even know.
she's opened up the door.
I don't know what that is, but that's not something that I would pay to see or listen to as a musician myself.
You hate it when people can't sing and they pretend to be singers, eh?
Just saying that I don't think musicality and writing lyrics is one of her strong points. I think it could be different. Maybe someone should write it for her and help her.
Also, apparently, so look at their logo. Yeah, are they
Oh, the one
there
in the
crying and
background?
painting?
Printed.
That looks like, what does that remind you of?
The pyramid triangle.
And
And
Freemason.
yeah.
Yeah.
I first knew Joshua Draper as a
But that symbol in the
basketball
background
player.
isn't-
He was one of the homies I used to play ball with. But then he caught my
You call your wife Sai.
I've Sai. And ultimately, in our expanded relationship constellation,
I'm just this guy strings together multiple words that really just don't make sense, and there is no constellation with relationship. You're just in a
Expanded.
relationship.
No,
okay?
but they've made
You
an
are-
expanded relationship.
If you're in a relationship,
constellation.
you're not in some type of container box that allows you to expand and grow deeper with this connection
Oh, but they have.
of this conventional, unconventional.
I know. You know what?
relationship.
It's like he's trying to be too out there just for the sake of being out there. Like, why not just say, oh, my wife and my girlfriend now have
Wanna
a new boyfriend.
Have a friend.
My wife's now got a boyfriend.
Because really what they are swingers. Right? You've gone from
Exactly.
just being a couple and one of you, the female, is learning how to be bisexual. And the husband is clearly open to having that experience happen for both her and also for him. And so he found a girl that she could be bisexual with and also that he could be sexual with. And they have been a threesome for a little while. And now they're expanding that. So that's not a normal relationship in any means. That's moving into the realms of being swingers.
Yes. Just admit it. If they were in the 60s, they would just be swingers.
Yeah.
But now, because he's trying to be all like spiritual and shit, and he's trying to make up a thing which doesn't exist and make it into like a big deal.
The thing is this is also part of their community. They have a spiritual community, and belonging to the community is about finding love. And so they're showing people that you can love each other and you can expand that or grow that love to be obviously bigger if you are open to it and if you are wanting it. I can tell you now that majority of people would just call you swingers. I don't think it's a spiritual thing. I don't think it's a movement that's going to help people. In fact, I really think it's going to confuse a lot of people and it's going to make things really, really complicated. When relationships are pretty bloody hard already. Don't you think?
Exactly. Yeah, why does, like, he's a glutton for punishment. Why does he want to keep on adding to his arsenal of people in his relationship circle?
I think we know why he wants to add to the relationship
Yeah.
circle because he likes to love lots of people.
That's what I get.
'Cause
You know what it
he
feels
just
like?
likes to love lots of people.
This will turn into a cult. It's like a cult because you see those people that are like, yes, have multiple wives and I will be the example and they will follow me. And we've seen it time and time again with cult leaders having multiple wives and children to all of those 50 wives. And then they're like, because God told me to. I
Wasn't
don't
God?
know.
Was your peanut? Aubrey's peanut.
Yeah.
So yes, they're back. They're doing their thing. They are now another throuple within the throuple, making them a guapo. And
Look, I don't think the I mean, who knows? But I don't think the two guys are getting it on. But you never know. So I don't think that it's like
no, I don't think they are
her
either.
and him in a thing.
And he also talks about Joshua, the new guy. He also talks about himself being celibate. So I don't even think him and Vailana or Vi are actually together.
Okay, you just rushed ahead there.
Oh,
so let
well.
me go.
there was an opening for Vailana Marcus and Joshua Draper to explore what that possibility might look like. And what emerged was an incredible amount of beauty and gifts, not only on the musical side of things, which Josh is incredibly musically talented, but also the gift of improv, an art form that's both ancient and modern and allows you to tap into those internal instinctual forces of what's alive right now in the present moment.
So pause it.
So this pod
So basically, they're all actors, and they're doing a big improv, and they're just like fooling everyone into thinking that this is the way to be. Actually, they're all acting and pretending that they love each other. It's all part of the improv.
It's all a game to
Yeah.
them, clearly. The relationship can be whatever they want it to be. They can bend it, they can twist it, they can just make it up on the spot. It's all about improvisation and going with the feeling of things.
And the whole opening into a beautiful opportunity to grow spiritually, and how full of shit.
I'm finding this worse than the first one so
It
far.
is.
And we haven't even, with like 3 minutes in, it's already really bad. It's actually way worse than the first one because they're blatantly taking advantage of publicity to talk about something that no one really needs to talk about. You know, like if you're spiritual, keep your stuff, your private stuff to your private self.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they're making it public, as you were saying. I don't get it. I don't agree with it. I don't think anyone needs to hear it.
Neither do I.
I just don't see it being beneficial for people who are on a spiritual journey. This is not someone, or even the couple isn't someone that I would trust with which to give you
Spiritual advice.
sound advice that would help you in certain areas of your life. I would be concerned around the people who are finding or connecting or associating with that type of spirituality. And I think you're right. I think it will turn culty. Is that your first prediction, that we're going to look at a culty?
That is my
it's going to be
first
culty?
prediction, because I feel like other people that do follow them, and it's really interesting in the comments because the majority of the comments are negative and are just saying and calling them out, right? And then there's some other people that do follow them and they're like, no, what are you saying? Don't be a hater. You know, whenever somebody comments and says this is a weird way to be, and then the followers or the people in his tribe or whatever are like, no, you're just exhibiting signs of your own trauma. Stop hating on their relationship, like stuff like that.
Are we hating, though, if it's honestly really inappropriate to share stuff like this online? I don't think we're hating. I think we're being the real voice of the public that's basically saying, we don't agree with you guys putting this out there. In fact, I think you should just not do it.
It's
Pretty dangerous.
What's really bad is that he is known to be, Aubrey is known to be a womanizer.
And controlling.
Quite
nasty.
So I feel like he is maybe controlling his current wife, definitely controlling the other girl, Alana, because she's very young and probably impressionable or whatever. And now they've got this other dude who played basketball with him and plays the piano. Now he's part of it, and I just feel like he's going to get stuck in this kind of whirlwind of craziness.
Yeah. See, I don't go on the assumption of things. I go with my gut on certain things. I don't want to assume that they're that he is controlling, because he could be on a journey where he's trying to heal, right? He could be. He really could be. However, I agree with you that I think the whole way of him doing his journey of healing by finding multiple partners and having this open sexual relationship and then making it public isn't really about healing. It's more about publicity. It's more like a PR stunt. It's more like attention grabbing for the sake of clout
and getting followers and likes, and then publicity is good publicity, maybe.
Because the question that I have is, you know, if they are doing this in a public forum, this type of relationship and this type of openness, what are they doing behind closed doors? Because nothing will be off limits.
I know,
right?
Exactly.
And if in the public sphere you're open to your guapo and you're open to your trouple or your triple or your thruple, and you're doing that quite openly, and you're doing that, you're going to attract a lot of people that are also into guapos and truples and whatever you call this thing, and they're going to come your way.
That's why I'm saying it's going to be like a cult, because people who are lost.
I agree. I think it will be like a cult.
Yeah.
And in history, usually the cult aspect of it has a really strong connection to both control and also sexuality, right?
I want to talk about him and control. What it was that there's a part where he's talking about where she is meeting the guy for the first time. I think it's way back in the beginning.
Well, we haven't got to that yet because they're still talking about the connection, and then he starts talking about how she found him, right? Which is also really weird. But then she goes, "Shouldn't I be talking about it?" So we'll just skip to that part.
And then, obviously Vailana and I were in this post-conventional relationship, this expanded idea of what our love could be. And she says to me, she's like,
I feel like I really should be the one to share
Yeah.
the story.
yeah, you share it. Go for it, babe.
Yeah. Well, as long as we've been together and in a more, we've always been just open to experiences, and we've explored a lot, and I am very clearly bisexual. So for lots of people who want to pretend that like I'm not in my own erotic imprint of expression, that is the case. But also it was always available for me if I were to feel anything with anybody.
See, so she was already bisexual, and they were probably experimenting with other women before this whole thing expanded and came out. So why aren't they talking about that? Because that's a real thing, like she being bisexual. But they're not. They're talking.
No, but she's also said it never came up. But why? Why do they need to talk about it? You know what I mean?
What, bisexuality?
No, about their whole, I don't care if she's bisexual or whatever, but why do they need to tell everybody about their relationship?
No, what
and
I mean,
make it a big thing.
What I mean about the bisexuality is that would be more authentic and more genuine to a discussion around spirituality or bisexuality.
You know what?
That would actually make sense, a lot more sense than this guapo thruple.
If you continue, she says she'd never found that person.
Well, she's found two people.
And I never did. I never had that proclivity. I never really, had a resonance with anyone that I felt anything. And so that just wasn't really true for me. And I was just okay with that. And when, our relationship progressed into Alana being our beloved and being in our life in a more deeply, more intimate way, I really went through like the exploration with myself. Like I did a meditation at one point where I just felt into my own body. I was like, okay, what would it feel like in my body to have intimacy with this particular friend that I have that is insanely attractive and that I love and that I trust? And I went into that timeline and it was like, that could be cool, but it also doesn't totally feel true. Okay, well, what if it's like a random person where it's just like this novelty and excitement and all these things, and I'd go into that and I'd be like, it'd be cool for a little while, but it also just didn't really feel true in my body. And so, I kind of arrived to a point of feeling like I don't really know that that's part of my personal architecture. But I really felt like, maybe something that would be more aligned for me would be like a tantric teacher where I could go really deep into like the, energy arts and the spirituality and the depth, that sexuality can really bring you. And so like that was really kind of what I was holding for myself, not even as a prayer, but just as a loose, like maybe sometime that will happen for me.
See, so she didn't even embark on this. It's something apparently that they were open here was allowing, but she didn't find anyone and didn't bring them into, well, it sounds like she didn't bring them in.
And also she talks about it in a very normal way, right? When people are going on these journeys, even on a sexual journey, you'll still explore different things within the realm that are going to help you either heal or learn, right? And she's talking about that exploration in a way where that'd be quite healthy and quite normal. I'm wondering when it crosses over. Because I feel like it crossed over when, that's what I'm getting at. I feel like it crossed when they crossed.
Yeah.
And when he decided to take it to a whole different area, which, that's what I feel happened.
I say all of that because I was not looking for anything. I wasn't holding this prayer of like, this is the kind of guy that I want to meet and this is the way I want to feel. Like that wasn't even mildly what my experience was. And at the time that you appeared, and I'll get into that,
there is a real connection between those two. You know what I mean? Like,
who are you talking about?
Between her, Vi, and Josh, there's a realness, a real connection here, and it's different to hers and Marcus.
Well, it's probably because he's
Aubrey's,
not trying to control her.
No, and that's there seems to be a genuine connection of happiness, of creativity, a real connection with each other, which is very different to the Aubreys.
We had gotten to an incredible place between you and Alana and I was totally fine and totally happy, and everything felt like really stabilized and really harmonious. And so fast forward, I don't know, to last year in like February or something like that.
Yeah.
I got invited to sing at this event at this really dingy bar on 36th Street during South by Southwest. And I walked into the green room and opened the door, and there is Josh standing over this sound bed giving somebody this beautiful experience, and he's just there. And I had this really interesting, like, whoa, like I felt something, you know, like he's a beautiful man, but I was also just, it's so rare, actually never really happens for me to just feel something in my body that feels kind of like a little sparkle or a little tingle. And so we get into a conversation, and you know, he says, I play basketball with Aubrey, I know who you are, da da da. It was just a very casual conversation, and I didn't really think much of it. But I went, and I was with a girlfriend of mine, and we went and sat down, and I was like, that guy's a babe, you should totally, like, I'm like trying to like pass him off to my friend, because I was like, he's a total babe, like go.
So they meet, right?
Yeah.
She has a connection. They want to do this thing together. Well, she does, and she sees him a number of times, right?
Yes.
It's not just that one instance that they notice each other. They're at multiple events. They've seen each other a few times.
Yeah.
Right. It's a thing.
But they just then, yeah, and then she goes home and tells Aubrey
Yeah.
that she's interested.
Yeah, and he's all for it.
Yes.
He gets really excited and becomes kind of like her wingman to try and hook him up.
But this is where it gets creepy and controlling.
He does not miss a shot. It's a true story.
So that would have been helpful for you.
Yeah. Come on,
Okay,
babe.
sorry.
Not
All
for,
right.
not for the
Noted.
rest of us.
Noted. Noted for next time. But yeah, back to my story. So go to this event, and who's there again? It was like 2 times in 1 week that I see him. And we had this very, you know, light exchange of just kind of like, oh, wow, hi, nice to see you, da da da. And again, I'm kind of like, there's a little bit of a sparkle in encountering this person. And we didn't even share more than like a few sentences. It was just very casual and you know, nothing, not really a big deal. So anyways, I go home, and because I'm having this curiosity in the context of our relationship where we just always tell the truth about everything, I started sharing that with Aubrey, and I was like, I think maybe I might want to have an experience for myself. And I'm not like totally sure about it, but I ran into this guy that I've never met before, like twice in 1 week. And, you know, and I just felt curious. Like I felt something. I didn't even have a full conversation. So I have no idea if there's even any resonance or alignment.
Is this where he starts talking about it? Where she starts talking about hooking up with him?
There's another event.
Oh, another one after this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or depth or whatever, but I felt something, and I was like, and he plays basketball with you. And you said to me, who is it? And I said, Josh Draper. And you said, he's a great guy. I was like, really? You said, yeah, he's a great guy. I was like, cool. He was like, so what are you going to do? Are you going to like reach out to him? Are you going to try to hang out? Like, it was like, you were immediately my wingman to the point where I was uncomfortable.
You were so awkward.
I was so awkward and so uncomfortable, because I'm like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, let's think about this. I'm going to get this.
So there's some red flags there for me.
About what?
So he's so into the fact that, into the fact that she's come back and she said, oh, hey, there's this guy that I may want to have an experience with. And then apparently Aubrey's all for it and wants to be the wingman.
Yeah.
That's giving the vibe of, yeah, honey, you go find you some peanut and so I can have more girlfriends. That's what that's giving. So it validates my whole experience of, or validates my whole reason for getting another female into this relationship, because it means that he doesn't feel so bad that he brought another chick in while she was on the outs, or you know what I mean?
I don't think he felt bad about bringing another chicken. Like, he talks a lot about it in the first video where they talked about that relationship, and he was super, super keen on bringing this other chicken.
Of course
and
he
actually,
was.
so was she. She talks about it in the same kind of way as he does.
I don't know. I feel like she's putting on a front because she was almost in tears
Back then or now?
back then, and then
Yeah,
now,
I agree. Back then, yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
and-
think
and-
she was like. I think back then she was looking like she was putting something on.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then now she's like, oh well, if you, I'm gonna go because now you've got this other chick, and I'm gonna go and find myself a boyfriend too.
Which is what we said would happen, right? You can't go into these relationships of monogamy to then add someone else in, because the dynamic of the relationship completely changes. Trust changes,
Yeah.
communication changes, love changes. And obviously with them, the sexual nature of it all changes. So it's not the same relationship anymore. You're not in a monogamous relationship anymore. You're in an open relationship, which is not a spiritual thing. That's very
Just-
much a culty kind of sexual
Or
tribey
just say
thing.
that you're
you know?
in a relationship with heaps of people. Yeah,
Yeah, and just say you like to have sex with open. We said this last time. Just say that you like to have sex with lots of people.
yeah.
Women and men.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. And if you want to join our culty sex cult, then you can come join. That's what they should say. They should just be
mate.
open about this whole.
Yeah, and stop pretending that
And-
they've been guided by.
Or also something
Someone.
where they've stumbled onto this brand new way of having a relationship, and it's so expansive and like, oh my God, it's like making me be my real self. It's like you were a slut. You just like to fuck other people. And you just like multiple options.
And you're talking about the guy here, aren't you?
I'm talking
He's
about
the
both of them.
slut.
I actually think both of them like companionship. And what that really talks to me about, or talks to me, is loneliness. Of actually feeling loved and really feeling connected with someone who potentially you spend a lot of time with, but you can still spend time with people and not feel loved. You know what I mean? Like you can actually spend a lot of time with people, partners, husbands, wives, etc. They break up because over the course of time that they've been together, they lose closeness. They lose this ability to love one another.
And they don't actually like being together.
And then they realize that a lot of people in COVID realized that they didn't like each other. They didn't want to be with each other, right?
Yeah,
And I think it talks to that.
yeah. I think so too.
I think it talks to both of them at different times within their relationship, even though they had a solid relationship for many years. And as she was saying,
Hold up. They did not have a solid relationship. He was in a relationship. He was
Amber's a
married
guru.
to someone else.
oh, and then they cheated?
And then he
I didn't know
he found Vailana. He was already married to this country western singer. And then he found Vailana and left his wife for Vailana.
Oh,
So he's a serial, like, move on to the next lady, whatever you call that. And he ruined that other lady, right?
wow.
And I think since he's trying to make amends and bring her on his podcast and made her say stuff like, oh no, we're still great friends, we're still best friends, or whatever shit he's trying to make her do. But he's got a history of doing this.
Oh, wow.
So I just see it repeating. So now
didn't
he's
know that.
doing it in a way where, because I don't feel like the ex-wife probably didn't want to have this open relationship with heaps of other people in it, where he's convinced this chick, Vailana, yeah, let's do it. It's good. You're a bisexual. Come on, let's have more people in and blah, blah, blah. And she's kind of just going along with it. It's just, I feel like another one.
I'm going to say this, and this is not public or anything. And if it's my assumption, this is my assumption. I actually think they were seeing other people before this relationship happened. I think they were building up to something like this. I think probably he was building her up
Who?
to having another girl in their relationship.
Oh,
I think
Vailana.
Aubrey
Oh, yeah.
was building her up, and also playing on the fact that she is I would say bi-curious.
Yeah, because she said she didn't act on it,
Not
right?
bisexual.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I would say she's bi-curious. Because
Yeah.
if she was bisexual, then there would be the girl and the guy and him and, and yeah. Anyway, not saying that I know because I have not been in a
Are you
bisexual relationship.
bi-curious?
Only if it's a cat. I'm bi-curious.
No. Vicarious.
Hey, Aubrey can make up his own words. I'm making my own words up today. Peanut, bi-curious. Crapple. So yeah, I think you're right. So taking that history into account,
Yes.
it even stamps on the mark more that I think we're dealing with a relationship where they're not happy, as in they're feeling lonely within the relationship instead of feeling loved.
You know what I feel what it is with him? Because his ego's so massive. Because before the spiritual
his
thing,
ego's
he was
huge.
an
Huge.
entrepreneur, right?
Penis.
He was an entrepreneur. No, he was
Ultra-peanut.
No, he was an entrepreneur, and he was known to be very ego driven. And then all of a sudden, he found spirituality, and
Hey,
all
he
of a
didn't-
sudden changed.
He didn't find spirituality. He took a lot of drugs.
Exactly.
And he had a spiritual awakening experience.
Yeah, and now
did
he's
ayahuasca
apparently
and a
this
whole bunch of
guru.
other stuff. He found mushrooms.
Yeah, so a lot of red flags there,
Out
right?
of all the drugs that you could take in order to give yourself a really good awakening, mushrooms is probably the least favorite.
Look,
giving
we all
yourself-
know what happened to the mushroom lady. That could easily be happening here with Aubrey. Just watch yourself, mate, because
mushroom
people
lady.
watch those mushrooms. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just saying.
that was a good one, babe. That was a good one.
So what I feel is you can't just all of a sudden, because you've had this spiritual awakening overnight, become a person that is not driven by the ego. It doesn't happen like that. It's a progressively you change.
I
It
agree.
can't just all of a sudden go from being this bad boy to good boy overnight.
No,
okay?
there's
And
too many traits that would exist in their relationship that would be coming from all those previous experiences that still have not been released, right?
Exactly.
There'll be a
There's
lot.
got to be a lot of healing done.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and then he fucked over his ex-wife, his wife, for Vailana. And now I just feel like that's his pattern and he's just doing it again. But he's making it like, this is part of our expansion of our universe.
I'm
whatever.
saying that they're lonely in their relationship. What you're saying is he's playing out his stuff and he hasn't healed it, and she's getting back at him. Is that what you're saying? Is that why
Now
this
it's-
throuple is
well,
a throuple? Is
no,
it a
now
quapple? Is that what you say?
No, I just feel like he is playing out his biggest fantasies
Totally.
now and making it like it's this weird expanded relationship scenario thing. That's what they're calling it, just to give him a reason to, make it acceptable. And so he's giving it a name. He's pulled her into it, and he's pulled another girl into it. And now they've pulled in this guy.
He's pulled the bro.
Yeah, and it's just going to keep expanding into something where, just admit it. You are all just people who want to sleep with each other.
They're just swingers.
Yeah, just that's it.
The term
don't-
is not a new expensive
Yeah.
term. It's not a new sexual way of existing. It's not anything. You're just a whole bunch of swingers that like to kumbaya together.
Yeah,
That's
just
it.
admit it.
That's all you are.
Yeah, that's all. You don't need to pretend like it's a new thing.
It's not a new thing.
Yeah.
It's been around for a very, very long time.
Keep playing because it's
Number and text
very
him and
interesting.
be like, hey,
I want to see what you're talking about.
I know you play basketball with Aubrey, who is my husband, and I just was curious if maybe you want to go out and grab lunch and get to know each other. Like, what the fuck am I even supposed to say? That's so awkward and uncomfortable and just completely out of my comfort zone.
And yeah, I think that's exactly what she said.
She didn't do it. No, you wait
And
to
you just
see how
laughed
they
at me
hooked up.
because you could feel how uncomfortable I
Well,
was.
I'll take over a little bit from this point because, when that first moment comes and Vi says she's into somebody, there's a little bit of like the butterflies come. But I've worked through that response enough, and
how many times has that feeling approached you in your life?
many.
Yeah.
Because of my history, many times that's come. So I've gotten used to that, and I know that my overwhelming love. not
He's
just
saying-
for Vi, but for Vi to experience the fullness of what's possible for her life is like it's a stronger part of my character and will than that natural primal response, which
So he's saying many times he's had people, and he's been in a relationship with women where they've come to him and said, "Hey, I'm interested in someone else," and he got jealous. Who the hell is he going out with? How many times? What the hell? How is he choosing these people? You know what I mean?
And he's
Like-
had so many of them that he's gotten used to it and built up a tolerance to be able to.
I don't know if that's a tolerance I want to
No,
build.
but what I'm talking about is he's had it so often that he's built up a not like an immune system. It's like an ability to go against your natural feelings.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it was a good thing, right?
Oh, I don't think
Because
it's
how
a
many
good thing.
ti- I
no,
mean,
but, like,
if you
that's what
came
he's
to
done.
me and you were like, "Babe, I've got feelings for this other woman," I'll be like, "Get the fuck out of
I
here!"
want to bring home Josh.
I'll be like,
You're like, what?
"No,
What?
you can be single." You know, so like,
jeez.
massive red flags there. Like, who's he been in relationships with for that to happen over and over and over again? Which means there's something that he's not providing for these women in the relationships, right? If they're unhappy, if that many women are unhappy with him and are being attracted to other men during their relationship, he's obviously not servicing them
Well, look,
properly or something.
I'll say that I think the brother Aubrey here is, and I shouldn't even call him brother, but I think the bro is like quite a self-absorbed dude, right? As a self-absorbed dude, you would spend more time on yourself and what you wanted in your life day to day, even if you were in a relationship, than if you were to look after other people, family members, have children, and be there for them. I don't think he's the kind of guy that does all of that. Just saying.
Yeah.
From the past history of where he was and what
Yeah.
he did and the success of his business that he sold and how he's navigated into this new space. And it's quite interesting because I think there's a lot of ability for an entrepreneur who has a lot of money to create something like this
And to become
and become a self-proclaimed
to actually
guru.
influence people.
And then influence
Yeah.
people because you have the money to put yourself on platforms. You have the money in order to pay for advertising. You can pay for a doctor, which is what they had on their last one, to come along and da-da-da. And then you create a product that helps people to connect with their inner self. Like you can, like it's bad,
Yeah.
right? The undertone of this is that it isn't coming from a place that is actually going to help people. I think one, it's going to confuse people. Two, it's going to really entangle his current relationships in ways which I do not think he's ever experienced and does not know how to deal with it or get out of it or do it safely. I don't see it.
No.
I do see him having a lot of fun and just being like the same guy that used to just sleep around with a lot of women, except now he's married and does the same thing as well. And has now got a partner
Who's
who
open to it
allows
as
him
well.
to do it.
Yeah.
Which just makes them swing.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't
We
make you a
keep going back to
spiritual
that.
anything.
No,
right?
exactly.
is like.
Shall we move on to like
So I
2215?
immediately
Do
went
you want to
into,
talk about
like,
that?
into wingman mode.
You went into
Wait,
full
there's a part
masculine mode of,
here.
like, what are we gonna do? What are the details? How's this gonna? And I was just like, I don't feel like I need to do anything at this point. You're like, do you want me to reach out to him? I was like, no, please don't. This is so
But I
uncomfortable.
did.
No, but
Okay.
this is so uncomfortable for me, and I just am not.
Exactly.
Feel I am of the mind that if things are meant to be, things will continue to present themselves. And so I don't feel like I need to do anything. Please don't text him. I don't want to text him. And, I just want to let it be for this moment. So
Okay.
fast forward maybe like,
quick double click.
Yeah.
Or I'll backtrack for a second. My perspective, the couple times I bumped into you,
yeah.
I
Yes, please share yours.
I obviously knew Aubrey, and we were hooping together, and we had this beautiful group of basketball players, and looked up to you, obviously, in the community for all that you do and all that you've created. And I know.
See, so he's got a following of guys, right? With that that are already influenced by it.
Yeah.
Because he's quite a wealthy guy. He sold his company for millions and on the back of that has been able to live a pretty awesome life.
Yeah.
And I think that that's part of why he can also kind of get away with different things.
Mm-hmm.
Because people look at him differently.
Yeah.
You know?
About you as well. I was working in sound and audio engineering at the time with Soundbed.
Mhm.
So I, knowing you're married, was like, maybe we'll make a song for the thing I'm working on. So let me introduce myself to you. Hey, I know who you are. I work in sound. Nice to know you. I would never be the kind of guy who would ever make eyes or contact
You
someone's
didn't
wife
give any
in
kind
any
of
way.
even mild.
Wasn't even in my frame of reference.
No.
Just like, I know who you are and you're really talented and I work in the same field.
Totally.
Nice to know you.
Yeah.
I play basketball with your husband.
Totally. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like it's such a unique, and it's just such a unique situation. But
Which also goes back to why I said in my first response, like, he's a good man. Like, I can tell, like, when there's an internal integrity and goodness in a human being. And, you know, when you compete against somebody, you learn things about them.
Totally.
You know, like, you really learn. You learn when they get frustrated. You learn how they handle when they get angry. You learn how fair they are when they're making a call. You learn all kinds of things about a human being. And
Steve Kerr says, the coach of the Warriors, he says, people play basketball the way they live their lives. So if you're like a really reckless player, you have a lot of turnovers, it's like your life is probably something like that. If you're a really precise player who maybe gets everyone involved, it's like your life is probably like that in some kind of way. So I really do believe the fact that we sweat together, bled together, competed, won and lost, created
Oh, that was definitely sweat together. Yeah. I would say that. That's exactly what
Where are
they've
they? Where are they sweating exactly? Where are they
all-
bleeding from exactly?
they're all
Like,
sweating
oh,
together.
where have they taught? Anyway, there's a part where I just want to go into the part where he interferes. Aubrey interferes.
22? Where is it?
No. It's right after this. It's
Okay.
right
from
after this.
words or conversations, a sense of
Bond.
understanding and
Yeah.
bonding with each other for sure.
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah, so to continue with the story, and I'll try not to go off on too many tangents because my storytelling can be circles and spirals. And so fast forward, I don't know, maybe 2 more days after that, and there was this like beautiful retreat gathering of some people that I had just met that invited me to come to this thing, and I felt like a really strong resonance with them. And so I decided to go. And when I get there, who's the first fucking person that I see? I'm like, this guy. And I'm like, this is relentless. Like, I can't. And I texted Aubrey right away. I'm like, you're not going to believe who's here right now. He's like, who? I was like, that guy, Josh. He was like, really? Are you going to flirt with him? I'm like, I don't even know if I know how to do that anymore. Like, it's so
See,
like
that's
just
weird.
vulnerable and interesting. Because I think also as a woman, or at least in my experience, like a lot of my relationships had unfolded from being approached or from, you know, from something kind of coming towards me. And I did it on purpose at one point where I, you know, had to be the one to put myself out there because it's a really vulnerable thing. I really
Where is this part? I wanna
It's
skip
just
to it.
after this. Just
honor men. For all the women who are listening, if you're still listening, for men who have the courage
skip a little
to
bit.
approach you, if it's not in a disrespectful or in the back, like, you got this. Like, it's like, what world am I living in right now? So at this
Is it here?
particular little gathering, I was singing, and I went down to go set up my bowls and pick my spot.
I'm taking a break before I'm going to go offline for the whole weekend. I'm going
Yeah,
to like
it's here.
plug my phone into my room and like let go. And as I'm going to plug my phone in, I get a buzz. I'm like holding my phone in my hand. And it's a text from Aubrey. And it says,
All right. Hey, brother, it's Aubrey. I know you're about to go into this retreat with Vi and Alana, so I just wanted to share something privately. Vi and I are in a relationship we call radical monogamy in the band of erotic mystics.
The band of erotic mystics. Just swingers, brother. You're just a swinger with a whole bunch of swingy chicks, and you're just swinging. You're just swinging. You're just swingers. It's not. I have to rewind that piece for the words that he used in that conversation, which make
Hey, brother, it's Aubrey. I know you're about to go into this retreat with Vi and Alana, so I just wanted to share something privately. Vi and I are in a relationship we call radical monogamy in the band of erotic mystics.
You know what it sounds like?
The
It
band of erotic
you know what it
mystics.
sounds like?
What is that, like a Lord of the Rings episode? Is he
You know what
like
it sounds
the Twin
like?
Towers and the band of erotic mystics.
You know what it sounds like? Back in the 80s, I don't know. I didn't have a Barbie, well, because my mum wasn't into Barbies, right? So she got me a Gem, and Gem was like, she was a rock star.
Oh, Gem and the
and
holograms,
Gem
yeah,
was,
yeah.
it was Gem and the holograms, and then her.
But were they the band of the erotica mystics? Oh, because the mystics
then
were the other ones.
It was the Misfits.
Oh, are you sure?
Yes, and then the Misfits were her arch nemesis, nemesi. I don't know how to say nemesis,
So
plural.
they were the band of the erotic misfits.
I'm walking.
I have to
taking a
listen
break
to that
before I'm
terminology,
gonna go
'cause
offline
it's
for
so
the
fucked up,
weekend.
it's not
I wanna,
funny.
like plug my phone into my room and like
The reason I'm sending you this is that Vi said you caught her eye. And so I want
he's-
to just
You
share
missed
that
it,
I
you
mean
missed
this
it.
as a compliment from both Vi, radical blessing. If it's at all going to be possible, like you need to know that I know and that I have my blessing so that everything is ship we call radical monogamy in the band of erotic mystics.
What the fuck is that? What is that? Everyone
Gem
watching,
is
this is
truly
not
outrageous. Truly, truly, truly
the
outrageous.
band of erotic
Whoa,
mystics.
Gem.
Like, what is
Like-
that? Like, as a as spiritual people, there is no such thing as the band of erotic mystics.
I've just made it up.
It is, they're just swingers. Okay, they're not
Look.
creating any new way of hooking up with people. They just like to have sex with multiple partners, and they're quite open about that. But they're not
I'm going to make a club.
a band of erotic.
I'm going to make a
mystics.
band. I'm going to bring back Jim and the holograms, and you can be in the Misfits.
Like, I don't even know why he's actually saying this to the other guy. I would just let them play it out.
No, so exactly
He
my
didn't
point.
need to get involved.
Exactly my point.
Right?
Continue.
I don't know how long I can listen to the band of
No.
erotic mystics, mate.
It's
Like,
a lot like poly, but with a very mission-driven structure in which every other relationship outside of the primary partnership strengthens the mission.
so he's talking about
like they're on a-
polyamory.
Yeah.
Is it polyamory?
Yeah, so he said this is like poly, but it's like the two main people in it are the ones that are going to always be the two main people, and then everything around that strengthens the mission. What mission are these guys on? A mission to sleep with as many people as they can on their galactic
I think that's it. Yeah.
archetype of the
Band of erotic mystics. That's a new term. I've never ever
Please continue.
Alana is one of my beloved bandmates, paramours in the system. The reason I'm sending-
See, they're in a band. They're in a band together.
That's his wife he's talking about.
Yeah.
That's a bandmate in his band of erotic mysticism.
Misfits.
That is not a thing.
Can I be in your band?
That is not a thing.
I'll be your backup.
No, I don't want you.
singer.
I don't want you to be in my band of erotic mystics. I don't want a band of erotic anything.
you
Like,
this
no.
is that Vi said you caught her eye. And so I wanted to just share that I'm in a place of radical blessing. If there is actually energy there for y'all to explore. If nothing else, take this as a compliment from both Vi and myself. I just wanted to share so that if there
You know what this sounds more like? It doesn't sound like he's trying to help.
He's
It
trying to
actually
control the situation.
It sounds like he's giving permission.
That's what I was going.
It's like he's
with.
like, I'm okay with this, but it's like he'll say it's a blessing, but I think it's more about controlling the situation where he feels like he's giving approval
Yes,
for it all to take place.
100%.
When no one fucking asked you in the first place,
Exactly,
dude.
and
No
that's
one
why
needs
this-
your approval in my band of mystics because it's his band.
That's
That's
why
how he talks about it.
I know, and that's why this is giving me
This
like
guy
creepy vibes,
It's
right?
culty.
Yes, because, and that's why a lot of the comments have said a similar thing. Because why would he need to, if she's
Yeah, I
open,
agree.
if she is open to explore whatever she wants, and she said,
And if he is, Josh, the new guy, if he's open, then he should be allowed. They all should be allowed to explore whatever it is that they're going to
yeah,
explore, but without
why
his
is he
involvement.
interfering? And she said, don't go there, don't don't message
Yeah,
him.
she
I
said,
will
"Don't do nothing."
I will do this how I want to do it. And yet he goes and sends this guy this bloody band message saying, "Hey, will you be part of my band because I really need another peanut in there to play his blimmin' to play the trombone," you know.
Bring your piano.
Yeah,
We're going to have a sing along with the
exactly.
band.
So-
you can be the piano. Vi can sing, obviously. And I think Alana is just the one that just
the pretty
dances.
backup dancer. But don't you see how he's trying to control it? Even though he makes
I
out
agree.
like,
Yeah.
oh, this is all, we're all loving
We're
beings.
all in this
and
together.
Yeah, exactly. And we all have our own free will. No,
Only
he's
if I
controlling
give
every
permission.
single thing. And he probably
I agree.
knew
Yep.
that the blonde guy, that Josh, is celibate. So
Well-
he's like, yeah, go on. Get with my wife. Oh, ha, ha, ha. You're celibate. She's not going to get with you anyway. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree
it's
with you
all
that the fact
control.
I think this guy is playing that card, probably to a T, to be honest, because he didn't need to be involved, and she
Yeah.
said no, so he
Yes,
should have
and he
respected
did
that
it
and actually
exactly.
just let it happen.
Play out.
If in fact it was supposed to be a thing that happens in this
Now,
way,
now he's forcing Josh into this thing with Vilana,
Well,
and he may
yeah.
not have even
It's-
wanted
it's
to
a bit
be
fucked
a
up.
thing, right?
Right.
Because he wasn't looking at Vilana in that way because he said
he's
he
very
knew
respectful.
she was married.
Yeah, and he wasn't even thinking like that.
So this
But
guy,
now he will be thinking
exactly.
like that, and he's also been given approval.
I know what, and then
Wow.
what makes it worse?
It's
is
pretty
that-
manipulating when you think about it.
Yes, and then she's all like, "Thank you, I love you." Like, what the hell? Like, she's a kept woman.
If there is a something there,
She's a kept
it
woman.
has sanctified soil to germinate. I know this possibly is a wild.
Like he's actually talking about this.
I think
this-
ChatGPT wrote his fucking text message to this guy.
He's talking about this opportunity as if it's something for him. It's like he's talking about it from when it's got nothing to do with him.
It's because he just wants more people in his band.
It's good.
to get right before your retreat.
Well, he is the band manager.
No expectation for any type of response. Have a great weekend, bro.
I've never heard that.
And come and join my band. My band, my
And I
band,
was
my
ignorant
band,
that
my
even
band.
happened. So as I moved about my day, I had no idea that he received that text message. So I'm just like, we ended up.
See, so now this is going to play out really weird, right?
Yeah.
Because now she's going to be, without knowing, he's going to change the way
Yeah.
that he reacts to her.
Yeah.
He's going to be more open and more cuddly or whatever, like
Yeah.
flirty.
Yeah.
And she'll be thinking, oh, this guy's really into me.
I know.
When actually, that's not true. He's just been given permission to do whatever the hell he wants.
I know. And he's like, "Yeah, I'll play your piano, baby."
This is such a weird
Exactly. This is why this is
relationship.
exactly. This I don't feel like this is an equal thing at all because
This isn't.
one, he went against her wishes. He's pushed the other guy into it. He's pushing her into it just so that he can have another member of the band.
Hold on. He's not pushing nothing. He is giving permission, which is that in itself is very controlling and too very manipulative. Because really, he should have just said nothing. He didn't need to say
I feel
nothing.
like he is pushing because he said when she came home to him going, "Oh, the guy I really like is going to be there," whatever. And he was like, "Are you going to flirt with him? Are you going to do this?" And she's like, "No, don't do anything." And then he's pushing his
also-
own agenda.
Which
right?
also talks about insecurity, right?
Yes,
Because anyway, there's just so much.
exactly.
There is just so much bad within
It's
this
just
space.
too
But
much.
like there's that, but there's also this part here where I what I'm really a fan of, well, not even a fan. What I'm really interested in is how Aubrey creates these words, these scenarios of words and structures which make no sense. Here's one example. We've already had the Band of Merry Men example, and we won't play that one again. But here's another one.
In hindsight, sort of where we are now, looking back, the thing I really felt in the moment and felt true for me was sort of the end phrase that you said, "If there's something there," as in like, truth is allowed here. In hindsight, sort of
I think it's
where we
around
are
here.
now, looking back, the thing I really felt in the moment.
Never heard that.
In hindsight, sort of
Maybe it's
where we
after
are
it.
now, looking back, the thing I really felt in the moment and felt true for me.
He's going to drop the
was sort of
bomb.
the end phrase that you said, "If there's something there," as in like, truth is allowed here.
Mm-hmm.
And also don't come with the fake shit.
Yep.
Is what I kind of took about it. It was like, if there's something there, if this is a true thing, I bless the truth.
Yep.
Is what I really took away from that.
And that's exactly what I was trying to transmit. Like and it wasn't trying to, I hope this or that. It's like, if there is an isness to what is, allow yourself, the full radical blessing.
I don't know if you heard that, but the Aubrey magic of that scenario was, if there is an isness to what is.
Now, look, people are just making words up. What the hell is an isthmus?
Join my merry band of men and you too can win a car. you can go
Let's
on
dedicate
holiday
this
with
one to Isabella. Because she's is.
If there is an isness.
What is that? What is that?
I don't even know what that means, but if there is an isness, that is what it is.
It just is.
That's so deep and meaningful, and so many ises in the most inappropriate way that I don't even know where to start with it. The man is of many words that are the same word, which makes him a wordsmith in the wrong way.
Oh, mate.
Aubrey, mate, I'm sorry, but you're making males look bad. You're making it look weird, and I'm not sure I can follow you anymore.
I want you to fast forward to the point that where's the other
Are we going to
number
57?
Yes, because there's some interesting information that comes from this part.
Interesting. Okay, so we're at 57. All right, let's have a look.
For men, like
Secret defense.
That's like a way to bond. And I think for men and women, there's just an intimacy that develops when the sexuality is not closed or shamed or limited.
That happens when you have the isness happen with the is.
With the merry
Yes.
band of
And the
tromboners.
Actually, you get into the deeper chambers of each other's heart, and you have to be, careful with that. And
Babe,
it's not always necessary.
Can I
and
get
there's
into
many
the
ways you
deeper
can
chamber of your heart?
It is in my heart is where it is,
The deep.
which makes it the isness,
But how deep is that chamber?
which is what it is. That's what it is.
Okay, play then.
go without that, but I think there is something that unlocks, and then I watched that happen, where there was more that was unlocked because that was online, because I could hear, I can hear the voices like, well, why did they have to be sexually intimate? Why couldn't they just go over and play music? Well, they could have, and right now that's what you guys are doing, and if that evolves, that evolves, but like fundamentally, there is something that kind of unlocks
There's a creative energy.
in that level of
I was just saying that they have a deeper connection because of music.
Can you please continue to play?
like when you're in that full vulnerability.
That was really my in a way, was like, what do you call this? It's like, what's in a label or a name? That's not really my cup of tea. But I just felt really, what feels true is like the force of creation.
Bro's got sick dreads. I'm just gonna say, and he's got the voice of Mufasa. Like, if I was gonna choose between Aubrey and Dreadman, Mufasa wins. Don't you think?
Oh, look, I'm not really into dreads on white guys because it's a bit weird. But yeah, okay.
I think he's
Force
more
of
appealing than
creation
old
of life.
Orbs.
It's like, what? Sometimes two animals meet in the wild and they just meet each other and they just fight. It's like, that happens a lot. But sometimes two animals meet in the wild and they make love and they create life. It's like, what is that force that draws wild things together in the first place? My framework for this in my mind is like, it felt like a creation ship. It's like, are we creating something interesting?
No, you're just swingers, and you like to play in the band with each other. That's called the Band of Merry Men. It's what Snow White had.
Oh, yeah.
Except Aubrey is Snow White.
Oh. Continue.
I just can't.
A new experience for me. The things that I prayed for in my celibacy, they didn't look like finding.
Okay.
You're pointing. What is it? Like, he's saying, yes.
He just mentioned, we've talked about this in the beginning. He just dropped the bomb saying that he is celibate. What he dreamed about, what he prayed for in his celibacy. He is not even having sex with her. This relationship is not set it's not a sexual relationship. No wonder Aubrey's all for it. He can have sex with that other chick, but Vailana doesn't even get to go deep into the crevices of her heart
look.
with this guy.
The way that this guy's talking about celibacy is that he's not going to be celibate forever. He's doing it because his take on being celibate, he was actually searching for something deeper. He almost didn't want to have a relationship purely based around sex. He wants to have a deeper connection with people.
But I mean,
and I think he's gonna find it with Vi. I think they're gonna have a much stronger relationship because it isn't sexual to start with. But when it is going to be sexual, it's going to be...
Yeah, but how long does that keep going on? Because they've known each other since last year, February.
Yeah, but
That's a year.
They only just hooked up, didn't they? Like,
no.
As a couple?
Was
Wapple?
back then.
Thruple?
Someone who had a husband. But some of the qualities that we found, singing songs on the piano, telling stories about Hawaii, dancing, all this stuff, actually,
Come
those
on.
were all the things I prayed for.
See, he's looking for a deeper connection, and that's why he decided to go celibate. I don't think he's a priest, and giving up all his worldly sexual endeavors. I think he's just trying to find the right one.
Dude is, I think Aubrey's paying him not to have sex with his wife.
Oh, is that what your conspiracy theory is?
I think he's just in the band to play the piano, and
He is the piano man.
because
Look,
he's trying Aubrey. This is my conspiracy theory.
So it's not the same type of relationship that Aubrey had with his missus, because it was sexual first and then relationship with his wife second.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas Aubrey now has a wife who now has a friend.
Yeah.
And they're very good friends, but they're not sexual.
Yeah, so why are we going on this big, massive podcast just to say that they're friends? What is the meaning of this?
It's not even their title is Fidelity in a Post-Conventional Relationship. Literally, they are just...
They're mates.
They're mates.
That make music.
Like, they're not even swingers
And she
anymore.
gets-
They were swingers, now they're not swingers.
She
because
gets
he's not.
tingles when he's around. So she wants this guy. He doesn't really want her because he's celibate. And then Aubrey's all for it because that means that his wife is not sleeping with another man, but he still gets to sleep with another woman.
Two women.
Yeah.
Aubrey still gets two women.
Yeah,
he
at
doesn't have
least.
to sleep with the dude. The dude's not sleeping with his missus, so
I'm
he's
over
not
these
missing
guys.
out on everything, eh? Like, seriously. Last words around this podcast before we read the comments, because I think we should, because they're pretty hilarious. Any last thoughts on what? Tell me what your prediction is for this guapo
Wapple? Okay.
or trap.
My prediction is that Joshua and Alana are going to hook up.
Vailana or Alana?
Alana, not Vailana, because maybe he's going to break his celibacy with Alana, who's the other girl, and they're going to hook up and they're going to get pregnant. And then
Oh, pregnant.
Aubrey's going to get really angry and Vailana will get angry and then they'll get kicked out of the band.
Close. My prediction is this. I think Joshua and Vailana are actually going to connect much deeper and actually be really in love with one another. That they will have sex with one another and then Vailana will actually get pregnant with Josh's baby.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you know what?
And then the shit's going.
Yeah, and then to add to your theory, then Aubrey's going to get really angry about that, and he's going to kick all of them out of the band. But
then he'll just get new band members.
Exactly,
because that's what Aubrey does.
That's it.
As long as he's
and
got
here
a band.
comes our cat. Here comes our
My
thruple
band,
member.
my band. Look, this has been an interesting podcast. Again, part 2 of the Aubrey Marcus debacle, and it just continues to get crazier and crazier. But just know, if you're thinking about having a guapo or a thruple, make sure you look after everyone involved. Make sure you look after yourself and the people that you love. And just be open and honest, but, make sure you're protecting everyone in the process.
Wear a condom.
Just like, find someone that makes you happy.
Just be honest. Just say what it is. Don't make up
Yeah.
all these names and pretend that it's something that it's not.
There is no isness. There is no band of merry men. There is swingers. There are people who are in polyamorous. There are bisexuals. There's a lot of different sexualities, but this particular couple, I don't think should represent any of them. I think they have more therapy to go to than they are giving quality back to humanity
Yeah.
at the moment.
Yes.
I'm concerned that this is just going to continue to be a PR stunt that just has another episode. In 2 months' time, we'll see part 3. I
Who's
guarantee
gonna be
you.
added to
I
this?
guarantee you. Anyway, that's us for another episode of Creative Talk. Thank you so much for joining us in the Aubrey Marcus Part 2 session. Anything else you'd like to say, Amber, to close this all off?
Look, I'm just going to say, Jam is truly outrageous.
we're gonna
Truly,
play some music, I
truly
think.
outrageous.
Thank you so much for tuning in. We will see you guys here next week on Creative Talk Podcast. Take care.
Personal. You know I don't play right. You know I don't play right.